Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel and to yet another video. I thought it was very fitting to do this while it is the Easter holidays, where parents are more likely to fall back on screens as a way of getting a break or as a way of entertaining their kids. I'm here to show you a few tips on how to avoid this. This is in no way me judging anyone that does use screens. I personally use them sometimes with the kids, especially like on a Friday. They usually have a film night, but generally speaking, we try not to give them any screens at home. It's different obviously if they're going to someone's house or something. Can't really avoid it there, but we do try to avoid it as much as possible at home. So my first tip, if you do not already have this, is to get some kinetic sand. So my kids will quite happily play with this for an hour and a half. It's a really great way to avoid screens. The more different coloured sand you have and the more accessories, the better, because it keeps them occupied for longer. And an extra thing would be Play-Doh. So I don't really let my kids have Play-Doh at home just because it sticks in the carpet and things, but I know that it is a great way to keep them occupied. They have it at other people's houses and it is just such a good creative way to keep them away from screens. The next thing would be to get some crafts. So from painting to colouring to stickers, anything like that. I know with painting you have to sort of be with them, but it's such a good way to keep them occupied. We don't do painting very much at my house, so it means that the kids, when they do get it, they're focused and they love it. It will keep them occupied for half an hour, 45 minutes, something like that. Again, it's a really creative way to stay away from screens. Another thing I will add is that my kids are currently colouring at the moment, so obviously I'm not with them at the moment, but it keeps them occupied. Not going to lie, my place is probably going to be full of crayon at the end of it, but at least they are focused on something else. So my next tip would be to do structured free play. So instead of saying, oh, you've got a whole morning or a whole day, we're at home, you need to go and entertain yourselves, tell them that they've got half an hour or an hour to just play by themselves. Go and pick something out for you to play with, and that will keep them occupied a lot longer than obviously if you're just saying, go off and play. They've gotten a lot of time. They know that they've got other things that they're going to do before and after. It's great in the afternoon, maybe if you're really exhausted and you just want them to go and play. So you've got an hour, go and do that, and then after we will do something else. So another great tip is to actually play games with your kids, not just expecting them to just go off and do it themselves. Find a few games or even puzzles, anything like that. Sit down with your kids, even for 20 minutes. They're going to love it. They're going to appreciate it. It means they're not on screens all the time and you are doing a bonding exercise. And like I said, they're going to really love that time one-on-one with you. So another one would be to plan your day or have some sort of routine. I'm not going to lie, I'm not really someone that plans very well, so I need to get on top of this, but especially when it's things like the summer holidays and you've got like 6 weeks to fill with things, plan your day or plan your week like the night before, and it means that you're less likely to be, or just go and have a screen for half an hour or an hour because I'm not really sure what to do, or you're getting bored. It's great to just have that plan in place for yourselves and your kids, and it means you're much less likely to divert to a screen. So another tip going off of the last one is that they can get bored. So you do not need to fill their time up all the time. You don't need to think, oh, they're sat there not doing anything, let's pop a film on, or let's pop a YouTube video on, or anything like that. They can get bored, and I find sometimes when they are bored, it means they're going to use their imagination, they're going to get creative, and they're going to find things to fill their time with, but by themselves. They're not always relying on a screen to entertain them or something else to entertain them. They will self-entertain. So another one that I personally love to use is to get out. Get out of the house, go for a walk, go for a bike ride at the park. There's endless amounts of options you can do. If the weather is not exactly great, you can go to like a soft play or something. It just breaks up the day. It gives you a little breather. It gives you a break while you're out. The kids are running around, they're exercising. It's great for their health, and it just makes them in a much better mood. And like I said, it breaks up the day. And then when you come back, you can then do a different activity that perhaps they probably wouldn't have wanted to do if you were just at home. So another great one that I used to do more so with my eldest is to read some books. Do some reading time with your kids in the day. You can go on the sofa, or if you want to be super cozy, just go on the bed, grab a load of books and read. If you've had like a super bad night, you're super tired, or you're just having a lazy day, it is the perfect way to bond and do an activity that doesn't require much energy. And if you want to do something extra at the end, you can ask your kids what they thought about the book or what was their favorite part of the book, and it just gets them thinking a little bit as well. Another one which requires like 5 minutes at the beginning, but it will keep your kids entertained for a lot longer, is to build them a train set or a toot toot track set, something like that, or like marble run. And it takes you about 5 minutes to set it up, but it means your kids have like a base to play with. They're gonna be occupied a lot longer than if you just say, go and play with your trains, and they're all undone. They have to do it themselves. Sometimes kids get a bit lazy and they sort of want it done for them, especially if they're a little bit younger. So pre-build things for them, and they're gonna play with that thing a lot longer than if you just make them do it themselves. Another great one that I personally use is to not have everything readily available. So it's great to whip out when they are starting to get agitated, they're starting to ask for screens, anything like that. So for instance, we have the IKEA table that obviously they eat their breakfast and things on, but it also turns into a water and sand play table. So I will get that out on an odd occasion. If they're starting to get really bored and they're starting to get fussy, I will say, let's get the water play table out, and I'll go and fill that up with water. It means that they're occupied with it for a lot longer than if I just had it available for them all the time. And the same with the games. So like the Orchard toy games, we have a few of them, but I will keep them hidden in the sideboard. And then when either we want to do like a games night or something, or if they're getting a little bit bored, I'll say, let's go and play a game, and it completely just throws their mind away from screens. And my last tip would be to do a toy rotation. So if you are like most parents, and including me, where you have just tons of toys for your kids, sometimes it's just like they've got too many options. They're not playing with them for long enough, or they're just not playing with them at all. You can halve the amount that you have on display, or if, for instance, you've got like tons of Duplo Lego like we have, you can halve the amount that is available to them, put the other half in storage, and then after maybe 2 to 4 weeks, you can switch it out and they think, oh, I've not played with that in ages, or it's like a new toy to them. They're actually gonna sit and play with them for longer than if you just had everything out and they start saying, I'm bored, and they've got about 20 toys all surrounding them. And that is going to go ahead and conclude the end of this video. Please let me know in the comments below if you have any other tips on how to avoid screen time. There's probably tons out there that I've maybe not thought of, or that I've just not listed here, but obviously I don't want this video to be super long. So if you have any tips, please leave them in the comments below. But thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in my next one.